update number 29. And this week, wow, it's been an absolutely crazy time. August is crazy, isn't it? There's no time to prepare anything. There's lots of people want to move to Spain, but the problem is half of Spain is on holiday. But we crack on. Weekly update number 29. We've got some great food. We're going to show you photos from our clients, both past and present, and people we're currently moving to Spain. We've also got some updates from our YouTube channel. I'm going to answer some of the questions which are on there, and much, much more. So check it out. Weekly update number 29. So weekly update number 28. I was actually going to sit outside because it's early on Sunday and do this. The sun's just come up, but it's already too warm to sit outside in the sun and do it. So ended up coming in the shade. But yeah, Sunday morning, and just haven't had a chance to get this recorded at all during the week. August is such a crazy time when it comes to our industry and what we do, because it's a really busy time, because everybody who has been waiting, for example, to offset their tax liabilities but want to move before the end of the year, so they won't spend as many days here this year, many circumstances that can affect people, have all started to pile in now in July and looking to come in autumn. And so it's a very busy time of year for documents and stuff. And then it's also a frustrating time of year because the next 3 weeks or so, most people take holidays. So albeit that the government organisations are actually open and they should be working, so any official body should never just close, you'll find that there'll be minimum staff. There are people who you require to do maybe translations, apostilles, anything that's required, maybe health insurance, for example. You may have a broker who can broker the health insurance, but their contact at the other end might be on holiday, so there'll be somebody there to deal with it who's temporary staff, who's not as efficient, because they're not used to doing that particular job. So it slows down a lot in August, but on our emails and inquiries don't. In fact, they speed up. So there's a lot of juggling and managing, basically to get to September in the most quick and timely manner as possible, and trying to get everything done and making sure that things continue, albeit you have a lot of roadblocks in August along the way. But anyway, so less about August. We have got a really good video on that and an article on our website about August. I've got my laptop down here and I'm going to run you through a few things that have been happening. So first of all, check this photo out here. I've got to thank Stephen and Jan, who went to London a couple of weeks ago and sent me a very comprehensive report back. So I'm going to give you that report. They're applying for the non-lucrative visa in London, and I'm going to cut it short slightly. Not the whole report, because I'm trying to keep these as condensed as possible, but I'd like to thank them for sending this across. So anyway, we arrived in London Waterloo Station, and they took the Embankment one-stop Bakerloo line and then changed to the Circle line for Farringdon, 11 stops. The journey from Waterloo to Farringdon took approximately 35 minutes, and walking from Farringdon Station to the BLS office took more than 10 minutes. So you're looking at less than an hour then if you're going to the Waterloo Station and taking that journey all the way to the BLS office. This is a very important point. When we arrived at the BLS office, we saw there was a queue of people to the left of the door. We always tell our clients to go straight in, identify yourself. The door was open, so we went straight in, and the reception desk on the left. The receptionist was a very pleasant lady. This is great. We always hear this report back. We showed our appointment letter, then she gave us a token, our number in the queue, and an envelope each for our passports. Remember, they're retaining passports at the moment, but there is rumour, and there's also documentation published on the BLS website saying passport retention form, but they just seem to be retaining them still. They don't seem to be letting you have them back. Okay, this is London and Manchester. In Edinburgh, they seem to be a lot more flexible with that. At the moment, because it's not just now, it's the last 4 years where they've been changing their tack. Oh, we want to give you a passport. Oh, no, we don't want to give you a passport. Oh, no, we want to retain it. You have to make your plans really around the fact that you're going to have your passport taken off of you. And if you get it back, it's more of a bonus than a given. Then our appointment slot was 11 to 11:15. We arrived slightly before 10 a.m, so an hour before, but we went in anyway. We were called at 10:10. So this, again, we're hearing this a lot. People getting in early and getting out early. The gentleman from behind the desk who processed the documents was also very pleasant. Why these guys only get 1-star reviews, beyond me. That's normal in any office which deals with immigration. You know, we have 95% of our visa registration appointments, for example, go swimmingly, and the staff are absolutely lovely and there's never a problem. But everybody reports on that 5% where you might get somebody who's a bit miserable, or might, you know, say something that you don't like, or might even not process it for a technical reason. No one actually gives them 5 stars for doing it well, because that's considered their job. That's what they have to do. But when they do it bad, they do give them the review. So unfortunately, a lot of these public administrations and agencies and companies that run things like BLS as an independent company collecting documentation on behalf of the consulates get a bad rep. He wanted a scan of every page of our passport. So there you go. We always say take every page. Sometimes they give it back, sometimes they don't. But it's always best to. We asked if we could keep our original NI certificates. We gave him copies, and we took with us and retained our originals. Great. The proof of residence in a consular district. I don't know how I missed it. He took copies of our driving license, which he put in the packs. But he noticed we'd given our bank statements earlier as proof of financial status, and he said that would be sufficient for proof of residency. Yeah, so your bank statements are normally sufficient, but take a copy of your driving license as long as it matches the address that you've written for the UK on the application forms. They paid the fees and were done, heading back to Waterloo around 10:25. Quick. He did comment on the documents being in the correct order. Brilliant. Remember, take your Upsticks folder with you. I hope this information was useful for you, and I'll email you as soon as we get any updates from BLS. Thank you so much for that. And as I say, thanks for the photos as well. It's very heartwarming to see you there with wearing your Upsticks t-shirts in front of the BLS office. That's absolutely fabulous. It really is. Love that. Made my day. And then just with what's happening in Spain, just a couple of other things we're going to tell you behind the scenes. So this week we got a barrage of renewals coming approved. Now this seems to happen. I'm just looking at trends. Before a holiday period, we seem to get a lot of resolutions coming. It's almost like people are clearing their desk before they go away. Not saying that's the reason, but it is a coincidence that before Christmas and before the summer holidays, we seem to get at least 10 to 15 bits that we're waiting for, approvals waiting for from immigrations. And but then I would say, is that common in certain areas? I don't know, because we got in one day 6 approvals from 4 different provinces. So is everybody clearing their desk? Who knows? But it seems a coincidence that happens at times. And just to let you know what's happening behind the scenes a bit as well. So we had 2 crazy days, of which 7 appointments went ahead, which could have been at risk. The first one was in Menorca. Our client Warren over there got his approval for his residency, which was actually under a system called Arraigo. Basically we could not get appointments to actually register the residency. Now remember, the Balearic Islands consist of Menorca, Ibiza and Mallorca, the main ones. There are smaller adjacent islands, but they're the places that have got the offices where you can go to, and you can go to any of those offices. Even if you live in Mallorca, you can go to Menorca because it's the Balearic Islands. And we could not get an appointment. And around 12 o'clock on Thursday, appointment came up in Menorca for 10 o'clock the following day. So I booked it anyway. And I said to Jane, look, I've got this appointment, but this is going to be nigh on impossible to achieve. But you know what? I stepped away then because I was doing something else on the front end, managing stage 1. Jane does stage 2. So she said, leave it with me. Got on the phone to our client and said, look, how do you think we can get this done between them? They managed to get the documents organised all over to the client, ready for the appointment. Our client got a flight. There was also a trip to the bank that was needed to pay the taxes, all before the appointment happened. There was some drama at the airport because our client managed to get an evening's accommodation in the city where the foreigners office was, Ciutela in Menorca, and also when he got the flight over, he had his residency approval letter in his hand and an appointment booking to say he was going to register that approval, and he'd booked a residence flight. Of course you would. You've got your approval in your hand. Well, they said no. Until you got your card in your hand, you can forget it. So he had to then pay for another, on the spot, another flight, jump on, make his way over there, go to his appointment, which was successful, albeit the guy behind the counter was saying that the appointment was for the previous day, which would have been impossible. He was obviously looking at the booking date and not the actual appointment date, because it was 10 o'clock in the morning and we booked it after 10 o'clock. So I don't know what happened there and what dates he was looking at, but it would have been an impossible situation that the guy who we sent, our client, was there 24 hours late after the appointment. But he actually got some very good Spanish, so he managed to explain himself out of that, got his piece of paper, and it was a successful appointment. So well done for the team. They were there, and also our client Warren for actually pulling that off. Then on Friday morning, we had on Friday 6 appointments up in Granada, San Egipto, which started at 10:30 in the morning. And then sadly, around 6:30 in the morning, I got a call from Tom, who was going up there to say, my car's broken down. It won't start, and I don't, what are we going to do? Unfortunately, there's no way on Friday I could have literally jumped in my car, gone and grabbed the files, because Tom has physical files to go there with, which he picks up once a week from our office and takes with him, and then he goes all over doing appointments during the week. Racking our brains. I looked, right, we've got 4 hours from this point to pull this off. What can we do? So anyway, after a coffee, which I'm going to have some here now, which always helps, we looked at the public transport situation, and there was a Cercanías train which got Tom close to us in the Malaga airport in the next half an hour. So this was in the morning. So I was like, right, Tom, first thing you need to do, get on that train and get to me with the files. So that brings us to around 7:30 now at this point, 7:45, because time was marching on. It took me half an hour to have a coffee at that time in the morning and sort myself out, really start thinking. Ran out to see Tom. He was ready, on the ball, came out to see me, and we found a bus, a direct bus from Malaga Centre to Granada, and it dropped Tom right a kilometre away from the foreigners' office there, and it was absolutely bang on time. So that would have got him there for around 10 o'clock, which gives us half an hour to get to the appointments, 15 minutes before the first appointment started. So anyway, that was booked online. Big kudos for Alsa, the bus company. I'm going to put the link below for the bus company, because they travel all over Spain, and we've never had a problem with them in the past, and their booking system is very, very good. So we got Tom onto that bus where we drove Malaga Airport, blue lighted it all the way to the middle of Malaga Centre. Well, we don't have blue light, so terminology, isn't it? Dropped Tom off about 5 minutes before the bus literally was going to leave. He ran onto the bus, got there, got to Granada, got a taxi, and was early, half an hour early for the appointments. So well done. Did the appointments all successfully, turned around and had to do the same on the return journey. So that's 250 kilometres on a bus to get all the way home again. But the appointments went swimmingly, and everybody was happy. So bit of a behind the scenes info there about what goes on sometimes when you're trying to sort out appointments and people to go to appointments when you're dealing with such an area like we are. As you know, we send people personally to the residency registration appointments when it comes to the non-lucrative visa, all the way from Cadiz to Valencia. We cover that whole area. Okay then, right, let's crack on now with the YouTube comments. So moving on with the YouTube comments, and we've had loads this week, so I don't know if I'll get all of these screenshotted and put on before the end of the day. We'll try our best. From our picking up and dropping off at Malaga Airport video, which is doing really well, we've got lots and lots of comments there. One from Andrew Williams, a really helpful video. We'll be following your directions to drop off tomorrow, thanks. We getting a lot of that's getting a lot of traction, that video, and I think it's helping a lot of people to actually, it can be quite daunting going to Malaga Airport. So thanks guys for that. Another comment on our speeding fine video, that really helped, thanks. So the process obviously works, but last week we had a few people didn't manage to complete it on there, but we've had more positivity on there. We've got a really weird comment from Jonathan and David Dunster 38. And in our Trip 12 ISO ITV station, which is a video that's well buried in our channel, and the comment is just something. So be great if you could let us know what that means. Comment from Robbo, who's still waiting for his visa. Come on, Robbo. Right, everybody, please think. Robbo needs his visa. He needs to come out now. Come on, let's everybody, let's all think about that. We're all there. Nothing we can do when it's being processed by the consulate, and it is summer, so we know they take a lot longer, but Robbo needs his visa out now. We're getting to the point where we need to get it out. Come on, Robbo. And he gave us a comment on the we put a short up with a friendly gull. I saw a friendly seagull when I was in Matharon, took a video of it, used it as a short, and it got a few likes. And Robbo said probably a Brighton supporter on holiday. A comment here from Kev. I was just saying about how on the same video, Kev the Argonaut, you know, regular follower of ours and also been our client, is our client, should I say. Everything is friendly in the Costa clearly, the Chris, maybe with the exception of the fish, wonderful son, and the wife, and the snakes, and the taxman. Well, you know, the wonderful son, no comment on the wife, steaks and taxman, the things that are here in Spain as well. Maybe we should do a video on that and call it the sun, the snakes, and the taxman. Leave the wife bit out. That's far too controversial. Monica Valley M2M, who I mentioned in the last video, they're looking forward to us coming to visit Saltillo and giving Martin some camera tips. Yeah, still haven't bought my camera yet. I'm still the Insta 360. I was sort of like, I think it's going to be an autumn thing. Just at the moment, August, we don't have time to start looking into new toys and how we can improve the channel. That's why I'm sat here doing this video early today. But definitely in the autumn, it's nice to get out and about, do some walking, and hopefully I'll get that sorted out soon. We also pulled out some old stuff for our shorts. So I put a video about the Playa de la Barrosa in Cadiz, and got a nice comment from the Norville too. Nice, I was there last week. And Tarifa, good restaurants in Tarifa, yeah, it is. I found loads of old videos in my Google photos, and I've just been using them shorts, just where I'm out and about, and just to see different bits of Spain, really. Neil Moley, yeah, Neil, you're coming up in the next section with a few more photos that you've sent. Don't forget that Neil has his own channel. Okay, now Neil's been contributing to ours with lots of like fun bits from where he's living, what he's been up to, but Neil has his own channel now, and it's called #Get Me to Spain. So check that out, because I want to push that, because Neil is basically every day or every couple of days uploading stuff. Now there's no pressure, Neil. Now I've said that, now to upload more. Jokes aside, Neil has been recording his journey and fun things he's been doing in Spain, and it's great to see from a perspective of someone who's just moved here what the most interesting things are that they see. So check that out. It is called #Get Me to Spain. I've put the link below in my bio. Always happy to push anybody who's sharing positive vibes about Spain. It's an interesting question from Paul Pilot. Great video as always. Do you find as time goes by you spend less and less time in the sun? Never really been a sun person, believe it or not. I mean, the weather is great, but I've not been someone to go down the way. You could be, I'm quite fair. So this is my 25-year tan that I've been here that long, and this is about as best good as it gets in summer. Not really a sun worshipper, though I have found lately that I don't mind sitting out for half an hour when it's not too warm. I wouldn't even do that before. So probably spending now, as I'm getting older, a little bit more time in the sun, believe it or not, because I was never somebody who would look for the sun in the first place. But as you get into middle age and you find this thing called rest, really does help your day, which was never something that was considerable in my 30s. I find that maybe sat in the sun for 25 minutes, you know, when it's not too strong, is quite nice. Recently I went to Castellón, and we had 2 beach days. Again, I'm the kind of person who sits on the beach for 10 minutes, bored to tears, has to build a castle or something with the kids, or go swimming, or go and find the chiringuito, or go and find something to do, because I find the beach boring. But the second day I found that just sitting there for an hour was fair enough, and plenty of cream on, and I quite enjoyed it. So probably, Paul, I spend more time in the sun nowadays. And here we go. Here's another comment. I fancy staying in Malaga. This is on our weekly update, 2028. So we'd be on 29 now. This is 29. I think I announced this was 28 at the beginning. Oh, well, never mind. By the way, they do use, here we go. I fancy staying in Malaga for a few days. This is from Jed Turney. Jed's always commenting, which is nice. Whilst I'm there, I'd like to take the fast train to Madrid to see Picasso's Goodacre. Is this something that you have done, Chris? No, I haven't. Never done it, but I've heard good things about this, and I'd love to go and see Picasso's Goodacre as well. By the way, they do the sausages which you cook on the table in Nerja as well. Yeah, in Nerja I've seen those. I've seen them in Almuñeca as well, the chorizos which you cook yourself. I hope Skatz has the license to wear that top, says Jed. Yeah, he has bright tops, keep himself cheerful when the chemo is happening, or in the case it's not happening, 2 weeks in a row, 2 rejections for having chemo because the platelets in his blood is too low. So next week, come on Skatz, let's get them up and get it done for chemo round 4 he'll be having. Check out his channel as well below, Still Alive. There's a link. He's got a separate channel where Skatz is showing his chemo and cancer journey, and the link is below. Yogi, awesome photos and a couple of comments on our videos. He mentions that Skat's shirt is blinding him, and also great update, Chris. And here we go from Storvey. Oh yes, backing up, picking up and dropping off at Malaga Airport, which has really taken off this video. Came to pick up the older kids, and this was incredibly useful. We've lost that there. Incredibly useful. We followed the signs for P, llegadas, and got a space easily on a Sunday afternoon right outside arrivals. Perfect. Thank you so much for this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Here's another one, and the last one that I'm going to mention today. Hey Chris, I have a car which I own for at least 6 months from another EU country. What are the tax obligations if I'm now residing in Spain? Right, I'm going to tell you. If it's from an EU country, we've got loads of videos on this, and I'm going to put a link below to the video which is about taxes when registering a vehicle in Spain. This came from this video, this comment, but you do not have VAT and import duty liabilities when it comes to registering an EU vehicle, but you will have special registrations tax liabilities depending on when you take residency or not. This is a tax based on the emissions of the vehicle and the size of the engine. This is with all EU and non-EU vehicles. You can waive this, but it depends on the timing of your residency. Road tax, you'll have to pay road tax. And in some circumstances, which shouldn't be yours, it's called FBET4UI, you have to pay change of ownership tax. So for example, I'm a resident already in Spain. If I went to Germany to buy a car and import it, because here in Spain they charge transmissions tax, which is to change your name of the vehicle into your name, then I would still be liable of that. Even if I went to Germany and put the car in my name there, because I was previously a resident, I would be charged that tax here in Spain, which was the case with our Upsticks Drive promo car. When we bought that from Scotland, actually, we paid the VAT duty on it because I'm a permanent resident in Spain and have been for 25 years nearly. I have been for 20 years because the first period was temporary, obviously, as we were talking on this channel, but I've been living here for 25 years, got my residency. I had to pay for that vehicle to be transferred into my name, which was quite interesting because during to get it down here, it was a vehicle that was actually given to us by my father-in-law. So Alan, if you're watching this, I'm going to do a whole video on the journey actually and tell you about this car. Amazing little car. But to get it insured, to bring it through Europe, my father had to put it in his name because he was driving it down. And then once we got it here, it then went into my name and I had to pay the change of ownership tax. So there you go. Okay then guys, let's check out what is happening out and about in Spain. What have we been eating? What have clients sent us? So as always, we have been tagging, looking at photos and general things about living in Spain. I have not prepared anything for this section today, so it's all a bit ad lib. All I've done is opened up my emails and looked at my photos as well to tell you what I'm going to tell you, I'm afraid. Normally I'd have something written down or a little bit of a script, but just not happened. So here, let's just crack on. One email we did get was from our clients Stuart and Joe, who are dying to get on the channel if I work out the system, you know, like a restreamy type system to record, which I haven't quite worked out yet. So they could tell you their experience, not only working with us, but just moving to Spain, because they do send me loads of information about what's going on and the parts of the journey that we weren't involved in, which is really handy because it's good for us to understand. We're very focused on the visa, but obviously our clients are going through an awful lot of other battles to bring over pets, furniture, register themselves for various things here. And they sent us a comprehensive breakdown of their journey from petchauffeur.eu. There you go. You can see them there with their dog. What's your dog's name? Bobby's going to know if you want to mention him. I think we're going to do a full video on this. So there we go. Stu and Joe, tell me the name of your dog. I might find it here. Can't find it. But we're going to do sort of a full video because I need to catch up with Bobby, who did the transport, and then probably incorporate this report back with a full video because it deserves that, I think. So there you go. But they were very, very good, and thumbs up to petchauffeur.eu, and we'll be investigating doing a full video about that, I think. Because it's a very important subject. Lots of people want to bring the pets, and quite rightly so. This photo here from Neil, who's got his own channel, #GetMeToSpain, who I mentioned earlier on. This was the photo that relates back to the video that we put on last week with the little cow giving out the cider. Go check that place out. I'm definitely going to go and find that place when I end up at that end of the woods, that neck of the woods. So we don't have one down here as far as I'm aware, but I'm definitely going to go and check it out. Now, this photo here I took when we were traveling past Alicante, and someone had told me, but shock horror, they had got rid of the AP toll. Now, I think I mentioned this last week, but when you go to Alicante, you now don't pay anything on the AP toll road because it alleviates the traffic on the coast roads, which is a brilliant idea. And why on earth they can't do it here at the Marbella or the Calahonda toll road for the Marbella bypass, because it's only 40 kilometers worth of AP road, which they charge you a phenomenal amount of money for. Things like €8 or something is ridiculous. They really do need to do that here and get rid of the charges on the toll road and leave that coast road along the Costa del Sol from Figueroa to Marbella free for people to drive down, because it's just a ratonera, a rat run, as they say. This was my timeline, came up from Google, check that out. Quite a busy July, and a few kilometers on the car there, you can see. Some for business, some for pleasure. In summer, we decided this year not to have a holiday, but just to have 2 or 3 long weekends. It's easier to keep things running at work at the same time, but it means you get a break, which in summer you have to take advantage, if you've got children, of having a day or 2 with them, because when they go back to school in September, it's an awful long time until December bank holiday. They have quite a long stint, and then we have the Christmas break. But yeah, so there you go. Just thought I'd show you that, my timeline from July, the places that I'd actually been to. Say some of it was for work and some of it was for pleasure. And during that journey, check this out. I don't think I put this on last week's update. This is a black rice from Denia, special to the Valencia area. Basically, they make a rice with squid ink, and it is absolutely amazing. Now, it doesn't look very nice. Aesthetically, it looks horrible because it's black, and eating black food in our mind is really just in our heads, why are you eating black food? But once you get over that and close your eyes and taste it, it's absolutely amazing. Really is. And what else have we got? Yeah, so we have, I think that's it. Oh, and here we go. We just had a couple more photos. Check this out from, there we go. Oh, hang on a minute, I've lost them now. Where on earth are they? Nope, I've lost them, but we're gonna crap up. Oh no, this is what I wanted to show you. This was just, should have really gone at the beginning of the video, but it is about what's happening in Spain slightly. This is just our clients. There we go. Let's have a look. 1 second. Oh dear, computer says no, but we're going to carry on recording anyway, because it's Sunday morning. How you doing, mate? You okay? Oh, why are you here? I'm just recording my my weekly update. I would do, definitely. Oh, yeah, man, carry on. So that's Des, who is actually going to be on the channel. There you go. Des gives a wave. Who hopefully can't see that he's just wearing his pants. Everybody's just getting up now, and he's going to go for a shower outside. But we're going to carry on with the video. And Des is someone who is very interesting, because right at the beginning of Upsticks, Des is my friend, he's also family as well. He's came over with the children I'll explain when we do our video with him. But Des actually helped me with the branding for Upsticks, and he didn't even remember that he was the first person to mention the name and the story behind it. But we're not going to ruin that story now. Okay, at the time when I set it up, I'd been working for a company, and then I was deciding to set up my own business and run it the way I wanted to run it. And I actually ran under a website called Goodacre.com for a while, which was a rubbish name to have, really, because who's going to search that? It's not really a brand name, is it? And Des was the one which helped me turn that around into a actual brand that we could market. And yeah, so he's here, and we're going to do a completely separate video with him. Hopefully I can get that done tomorrow and get it out sometime in the future, explain the story right behind the name and branding of Upsticks. It's fun. It's a fun one. Okay, so and this is a lovely photo from Paul and Michelle. Now, they're right at the front end of their journey with us. I know we're talking about Spain, but I love getting these photos. And we send out at the front end packs with the application forms in them, a folder, and this 30-page document, well, 30-page book with all the information in it, which you need for the process. But it's also some useful information and a bit of fun information in there about things that you're commonly going to see when you come to Spain. There's abbreviations of things to learn. And there they are. They've received their pack. That folder there is what you add all your documents to in preparation to go into your appointment. And please, when you go to your appointment, make sure you've got your folder in your hand, because the object of the game is that the BLS offices get accustomed to seeing the Upsticks folder like the consulates used to when they did it, and they know that the file will be well prepared, because every time they see one, they can see that we've got it positioned correctly. So yeah, there we go. Thanks guys for sending me that photo. All right, well, that's it for what's happening in Spain. Next week is update number 20. Hang a minute. So we're on 28. I made a mistake at the beginning of the video. It's 29, this one. Number 30. Can you believe it? We might have to do something special for number 30. What we could do is a t-shirt giveaway. So if you've actually got to the end of this video and watched it all, which I'm not too sure everybody does all the time, then please let me know if you'd be interested in celebrating weekly update number 30 with a t-shirt giveaway, and you too could have one of these. Thanks for watching. If you love the channel or like the channel or don't like the channel, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever. Any interaction is great, and please subscribe.